The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skill, resulting to greater self-confidence and personal growth. In every Toastmasters meeting, in every online Toastmasters meeting, we follow these practices. First, if you're not the speaker, please put yourself on mute. Second, when you're moving, please switch off your camera in order to avoid the distraction. Rule number three, please avoid taboo topics such as sex, religion, politics. Number four, please attend the meeting in formal attire. And five, guest kindly prefix your name with the word guest followed by your name. So with this, I would like to welcome our presiding officer today, TTM Thomas Abraham, sir. He's a former senior vice president of corporate communication with Hinduja Group, and he has been he combines words, voice, photography, and design to communicate. He has been a proud medallion since Jan 2015. With this, I would like to present the stage to our president, TTM Thomas Abraham, sir. So please.
Thank you very much for such efficient an introduction. That pace is good for today. With the sound of this imaginary gavel, let me declare open meeting number 602. Today's pace I said because we have a very interesting meeting to follow. So therefore, we will go into fifth gear straight away. We don't have guests as I can see. Correct me if I'm wrong. In which case, it's time for me straight away to introduce today's Toastmaster of the day. A word about him. Mr. Dinakaran is an MCA from Alagappa University of the 1999 batch. He joined TCS soon after and has stayed on like a long-playing opening batsman. 20 years he celebrated his 2 decades there, of which 5 years he was in Minnesota. The dream of being posted in the client's location, he has had that also. And he is a self-confessed foodie. But what I remember most about him is once he delivered a 7-minute prepared speech, more like a table topic speech, referring to all the speeches of that particular day. So that showed a great quick-mindedness, quick-wittedness, I thought. As to his food, in case you're wondering, after lockdown is locked out, if you want to have a companion to go to McDonald's, he likes nuggets. Otherwise, outside McDonald's, it's biryani for him. Therefore, over to today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dinakaran, to tell us all about books and more. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, DTM Thomas, sir. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. Yeah, some of us or all of us might want to think and grow rich at some point of time. Or you might also want to stop worrying and start living. Also, you might be thinking that who will cry when we die? Or you might also think that we might want to discover the diamond in you. Or we also might be thinking about that how to cut a long story short. Or you also might be wanting to find out that what could happen one night at the call center. Or you also might be thinking that what could happen in a day in the parliament. Or also you might be thinking that how to think like a Sherlock, right? Yeah. Or you might want to build a 12-week fitness project. Anything like this, yeah, you name it or we have it. That's the world of this book, or the magic of reading will bring it to you. So today's theme of the day is the Director Toastmasters and guests is the magic of reading. Yeah. Reading not only helps with all these items that I have talked about, it might also help you to build your interpersonal skills and also improve your communication skills and also improve your confidence. If you think that reading might also help to build your confidence and also Okay, there is a study that says that reading 6 minutes a day will help you cut the stress for 60 minutes, 60% of the stress. Also, reading would help you, that would improve your lifetime for a span of 2 years if you read 30 minutes a day. All this magic can be brought by books in your life. Today's session is going to be two major sessions. The first one is going to be the prepared speech session, and the second session is going to be the evaluation session. Today, to host the day along with me, we have the Toastmaster Priyadarshini Bailu. She's very committed and very dedicated Toastmaster. For her, the favorite book is The Malgudi Days, written by R.K. Narayan. She not only read the book, she actually lived through the characters and also felt the smell and then sound of the village that is described in the book. I request Priyadarshini Bailu to take over now.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Dinakaran. The good thing of books is it lets you travel without moving your feet. How true is that? And if you plan to write a book, there are very little things which makes a deeper impact. Now, if I am planning to write a book, I need to see what set of audience are going to read it. If it's non-fictional, then to attract the young crowd, I need to keep it more punchy. I need to keep the words very simple. And the story, the character, every little things matters, and that's what makes a book one of the finest books. Now, why am I talking about very little things here is we have in our speech making something called as tag. They play a very prominent role if you want to come and be a better speaker. And these tag players are none other than timer, accounter, and grammarian. Let us see who all are taking this role. Toastmaster Rangarajan is taking the role of timer. I had one question to all my teammates. I asked them, if given a choice to have a coffee with an author, dead or alive, whom would you choose and why? And Rangarajan says, if we know R.K. Narayan, and just now I talked about Malgudi Days, his brother is R.K. Lakshman, and he is ready to talk about R.K. Lakshman for hours together because he's so fond of his cartoon and he had a good day or had a good laugh after reading all the cartoons which used to come in our daily newspapers. Timer, I request now to please read out the objective. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you so much for the introduction, G. Priyadarshini. As a timer today, my role is truncated, and we have only the speech session as well as the evaluation session. The speech session, we have one long speech, which is John J. Kumar's 13 minutes. And I'll show the green card at 10 minutes, the yellow at 11 minutes, and the red at 12 minutes. And for the other two speeches, it will be 5 to 7 minutes. I will show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red at 7 minutes. On either side, 30 seconds, this way or that way is permitted, but beyond that, they will be disqualified. And for the evaluators, the time taken will be 2 to 3 minutes. Again, at 2 minutes, I will show the green card, 2.5 minutes, the yellow card, and 3 minutes, I will show the red card. 30 minutes on either side is permitted, beyond which they'll be disqualified. And I'll give the report to the general evaluator when called for. Back to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, timer, Toastmaster Rangarajan. Next is our counter, who will be played by, this will be played by Toastmaster Sharanya. And she says in her whole life, I mean, till now, she's just read one book. She's just finished one book reading, and that's Rise of Cholas. And I think I don't have to say who is the author, and she chooses John J. Kumar as her favorite author. And I'm sure it's not just John, you have made all the Medlians happy today. Accountant, can you please read out the objectives? Unmute yourself, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the accounter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and her. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sharanya. Grammarian will be played by Toastmaster Amita. She says Nicholas Sparks is her favorite author, and it's not just favorite, she's a huge fan of Nicholas Sparks. His writing has made many teenagers go crazy. I don't know about all teenagers, I know about Amita, about what she has to say here. Amita, the grammarian, can you please read out the objectives?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, G, for that beautiful introduction. So today I'm going to play my most favorite tag role, the role of the grammarian. So as grammarian, it is my duty to pay very close attention to the language usage of all speakers, evaluators, and role players. I will also keep track of both the good and incorrect usages of the English language, and I will hand over my report by the end of the meeting. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce today's word of the day. Today's word of the day will be bookworm. I would like to share my screen. I hope you can see it. Yeah. So today's word of the day is bookworm, which simply means someone who likes to read books. And in a sentence, the usage can be simply he or she is a bookworm. So over to GE, and hope all of you make use of the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Amita. With this note, I think it's time to hear to our speakers. For this, I hand over a stage to Toastmaster of the day, Dinakaran. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Yeah, we will now get started with our prepared speech session. The first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Janjay Kumar. Janjay Kumar is the founder and CEO of Superposition Technologies, which is majorly focusing on digital transformation. He is also a wildlife photographer. Janjay Kumar earlier worked in the company called Verizon, and his favorite book is Lord of the Rings, written by J.R.R. Tolkien. And his tip for us to pick up the reading habit is that read at least once after a day, you will pick up the habit. Thank you, Toastmaster Janjay Kumar. Now hand it over to Janjay Kumar, Toastmaster. The topic for the evaluator, please read out the project objective for that. For the speaker.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and Janjay Kumar in particular. The project is a podcast project, Create a Podcast. It is a 4th level project. It's taken as an elective by John. The purpose statements are: the purpose of this project is for the member to be introduced to the skills needed to organize and present a podcast. The purpose of this speech is for the member to introduce his or her podcast and to present a segment of the podcast. Good luck to John and good listening to all of us. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, DTM Sampath. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Medley. If you all can hear me okay and see me, can you give me a thumbs up? All right. How many of you here listen to podcasts? Can you put I in the chat? I have the chat open, so if you can put I in the chat, if you have the habit of listening to podcasts. All right. How many of you would like to start a podcast if the investment that you need to make is zero? How many of you just put the word interested in the chat if you think you would like to start a podcast if there is no investment needed? All right. So just to give you a background of my journey in Toastmasters, right? I joined Toastmasters in 2018, and at that time when I joined, the transition towards the pathways was happening, right? So I had not presented a speech in the traditional route. I was waiting for looking at the pathway syllabus, and I went through the topics. I was really excited. One of the topics was how to create a podcast. So I imagined a day when I would be able to create my own podcast, and that day has come into reality. Let me be honest with you. I created my podcast purely because I wanted to get this project. Okay. Now, let me take 1 or 2 minutes to give you a brief of my journey. How did I go about creating this podcast of mine? And then I will go ahead and present a segment for you. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. All right, can you give me a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen? All right, now there is a platform called anchor.fm, anchor.fm. This is completely free for you to go and host your podcast. I did a small research to see what are the platforms out there, and then I found out that this one is coming for free, while the other were paid platforms. And I thought, as a beginner to the podcasting world, I might as well try out the free tool. But let me be honest, I am blown away because the features that you get in anchor.fm compares with any of the paid podcasting tools out there. So I went ahead and created an account. It was free. And I needed to create this banner that you see here, right, of myself and my podcast title. And I went to Canva, which is again a free tool. I went and designed the banner myself. So you see an image of myself I took and put it on the right side, and text with a black background, very simple, right? And then I went and gave the title for this podcast. See, I've been in the IT industry for over 2.5 decades, out of which at least about 15 years or more I've been in leadership roles. And considering the various other non-profit organizations where I've played a leadership role, I thought my podcast that I start should be on leadership, because I wanted to share my experience and also bring in the experience of various other leaders. So that's the title of the podcast, the Intense Leadership Podcast. So what I will do now, I will go ahead and then play an episode. So apart from creating an account, doing your banner, and then deciding on the title for your podcast, the other skill that you would also need is basically to edit the audio, right? Record and edit the audio. Again, there is a free tool called Audacity. So let me stop sharing the screen and then share the Audacity tool, and then I'll play you a segment of the podcast that I has done. If you're not
talk after 2 hours, I'm in a meeting already. Medley. Yeah.
All right. If you are able to see my Audacity screen, can you put a 1 in the chat? Just put a 1 in case you're able to see the Audacity screen where the wave is there. Okay. All right. Excellent. So this topic that I have put together, episode number 1, is about self-awareness. Okay. So being a leader, self-awareness is a very, very important skill. I'm trying to stress the fact that this is an important skill to the audience through this first episode. So let me play that for you.
Hello, welcome to the Intense Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, John V. Jayakumar. Self-awareness is among the most important skills that a leader should possess. As a leader, one should be able to see through those around them. Unless a leader is able to see through himself or herself, how effectively would that leader be able to see through those around them? Each one of us have our own strengths and weaknesses. These could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and so on. A true leader is one who is aware of one's own weaknesses and strengths at a deeper level. Self-awareness is to be aware of your consciousness about yourself. Let's talk about self-awareness at the physical level. You are aware of your health, appearance, personality traits, physical strength, and stamina. You are well aware of your strengths and weaknesses in each of these areas. You are also aware of the ways and means to improve each of these areas. Now, let's take a look at self-awareness at the mental level. You are well aware of your mental state. You are able to analyze and look deep through every situation that comes your way. You are able to see the short-term as well as long-term results of every action that you take. You are in control of your emotions. whatever be the situation around you. When others reach out to you, you are able to read between the lines, peeling through the veils to understand what those hidden messages are. You are able to use unrelated pieces of information and piece together at a high level of accuracy how things will turn out in the near future. You know what people are about to say or do even before they do it. The deeper your level of self-awareness, the level of consciousness about yourself and your environment increases. Self-awareness is without doubt the most important skill that a leader should possess. How can you increase self-awareness? Is there a tool to help you achieve that? Yes, there is a powerful tool that works wonders in improving one's self-awareness. It's called meditation. Yes, we have all heard the term, yet very few really try to practice meditation. Meditation is an excellent tool to develop one's own self-awareness. I don't claim to be an expert on meditation, but I'll share what has worked wonders in my life. Maybe it'll change yours as well. Here is a step-by-step guide to meditation. Allocate the first hour of the day after you wake up for meditation. Getting up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning and doing meditation has given me the best results. However, you can get up as early as your schedule permits. Find a quiet and comfortable place. Sit on the floor using a mat with your legs folded, your back kept erect and comfortable, head slightly tilted upwards. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Don't give attention to anything that goes on in your mind. Let those thoughts come and go. Just don't go behind any of those thoughts or bring any thoughts of your own will. Just sit there in peace and focus on your breath. Continue to sit in this posture and focus on your breath for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes has passed, slowly open your eyes. Get up and perform gentle stretches to loosen your muscles. Take a brief walk for a few minutes, preferably in a place with fresh air. Now move to your work desk. Sit comfortably with your back erect and spend the next 30 minutes thinking about the actions you would take that day. Use a paper and pen to jot down the ideas as needed. Don't do any other work for this 30 minutes other than to think about the various things you can achieve that day. After a week to 10 days of this practice, you will start to see a significant shift in the way you think in this 30 minutes. Things will turn out to be much clearer. You will be able to connect the dots better, and a clear picture about yourself and everything around you will start to emerge. You will be at a higher level of consciousness throughout the day. You will start to see a significant improvement in your thoughts and actions. Your approach towards life will slowly start to shift, and you will feel more in control of yourself and your environment. Through consistent practice, one can achieve a deep state of self-awareness. Intense leadership is about transforming oneself and those around them in a profound way. Self-awareness is the number one skill that can create maximum impact.
All right, I'm super excited to launch my podcast in front of all my friends at Medley. And I would like to offer each one of you any support that you need in creating your own podcast. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out in your journey as well. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jan Jayakumar. It was wonderful, kind of a demonstration on how to prepare your podcast. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, our next speaker of the day is Toastmaster Kalyan. Toastmaster Kalyan doesn't need any introduction. His favorite book is Greatness Guide by Robin Sharma. And according to Toastmaster Kalyan, like if anyone wants to grow in life, they will automatically understand the need for reading the book, and then they will start reading. Evaluator, please read out the project objective for Toastmaster Kalyan.
Thank you, TMOD. So Kalyan is delivering the speech on the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skill needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. Over to Toastmaster Kalyan.
Thank you. I expected my TMOD to read my speech title, and I was wondering how he is going to read my speech, because I wanted to read my speech in a way, and I wanted to ask how my TMOD is going to read. The idea behind this, I'm very sure my TMOD is not going to read my speech title the way I want. It's only because I did not take an action of calling him previously and tell him how my speech wanted to be. Let me put it very straight to make something very clear. I am here standing as a victim of not being read my speech as the way I want. How many of you in this room are a victim of your own life? One? Only one? Okay, let me rephrase the question. How many of you in this room want to, like what to say, a simple thing, right? Get up at 6 o'clock daily. Okay, let me take to the previous post. Want to meditate, you cannot meditate. How many of you in this room? How many of us in this room want to achieve some 5 crore turnover, want to meet that good friend, want to get that physique which you always wanted to have? How many of you in this room are playing a victim of your own life? No brave soul or no true soul in this room? Only 1, 2. Okay, awesome. Hats of 3, hats off to all the others for doing great in life. To me personally, I was a pathetic victim of my own life because I was going the way my life took me. All I understood was, I read a lot of books. All I understood was the power of a man is in the power of his mind. The power of a mind is in the power of a subconscious mind. I understood, okay, power of man, yeah, I'm a powerful man, yes, mind, subconscious mind, meditation, yes, book, yes, this, yet, this talk, that talk, everything was going very smooth. But results are happening? No, I was a victim of my own life. Then I really understood, okay, let me understand what is subconscious mind. That is when, TMOD started with that particular title. There is a great book called Think and Grow Rich. This particular book, Dr. Napoleon Hill gave a beautiful topic. He spoke about subconscious mind. I read it. Okay, super. Subconscious mind. I'm going to track it now. Absolutely nothing happened. Then my research went on to a little more on subconscious mind. Then there was an excellent book by Dr. Joseph Murphy, which went the power of subconscious mind. It came with a lot of auto suggestions. Okay, what I will do, I'll get up early in the morning, daily, day by day, and every day, becoming more and more healthy, wealthy, loving, blissful, and enlightened. I neither become healthy, nor become wealthy, nor become blissful, nor become enlightened. All I was kept on reading books. I was trying to hack the subconscious mind. Friends, first let's understand what is a mind, conscious mind, and a subconscious mind. These two things are not two different minds actually. Conscious mind and subconscious mind are two different spheres of the same mind. Conscious mind and subconscious mind are two different spheres of the same mind. Your conscious mind is your rational mind. Your subconscious mind is your irrational mind. Your conscious mind is your subjective mind. Your subconscious mind is your objective mind. In Toastmaster Parallel, you are a speaker. Your conscious mind is your evaluator. Your subconscious mind is your tag players. They are subjective, what they are objective. Purely, this is conscious mind and this is subconscious mind. Okay, now everything is clear. How to hack this, how to work on this. Auto suggestions not working, reading books not working. That is when in 2006, in one particular mastermind, my mentor, then called T. Rangarajan, now called Mahathria, he cracked this for me. He said, Kalyan, You want to go meet a friend at 5 o'clock. You told your family that you'll be home by 9 o'clock. Friends, right? 5:15. You're okay with that. Family, right? 9 o'clock, 10:30. You're okay with that. Now you want to get your software to be number one in the world. You want to do a turnover of 10 crores. Now, subconscious doesn't understand friends, software, number one, 10 crores. For a subconscious, there is no logic in subconscious. There is no memory to subconscious. There is subconscious, a repository of memory. There is no feelings to subconscious. Subconscious doesn't understand. So subconscious understands, okay, for Kalyan, 5 o'clock is not 5 o'clock. 9 o'clock is not 9 o'clock. Then 5 crore is not 5 crore. Making his company to number one in the world is not number one in the world. That is when I got the crack. I understood working on small things is what going to make me. What I did, I started writing everything, whatever I do. People who know me closely very well know I have this habit of writing each and everything. I started cracking my subconscious mind, making it believe, hey, look, whatever I think, whatever I can achieve. Because clearly it is said, whatever my mind can perceive, it can achieve. I started cracking my subconscious mind. What happened? I carry a diary. This is a self-made diary I made. This has got per week. I have a clear week here every week. My weeks are fixed. My days are fixed. My month is fixed. This is my year diary. I have papers here. I tick what all I do, what all is not done. I have a thing. In the same way, I have a small notebook. This particular notebook clearly tells me what my weekly goals, what my monthly goals, what my quarterly goals, what my half-yearly goals, what my yearly goals. I track this every Thursday. I introspect on this, work on this. Am I on track? Absolutely on track. I have hacked my life. I have not hacked my life, but at least I know where I am going. I know what I am doing. Friends, let it be your TMOD calling you the name, the speech, whatever way you want. Let it be you getting the chisel body of yours. Let it be you winning 5 crores or making your company number one or getting that life right. Absolutely is in your mind, is in the power of your subconscious mind. What do you do? Basic, simple things. Take it very easily. I'll give you a small question, ask you a small question here. You would have run so many people, they'll be doing everything right. They'll be very jittery, everything will go wrong for them. Certain people will be doing it very right, everything will go right. It's purely, we all know, what you sow is what you reap. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalyan. Yeah, it was like reading a book written by Toastmaster, his own book, his own story, and then how he described the life. Thank you so much. It was very inspiring speech, Kalyan. We'll move on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Renu. Renu is the nature lover and also the storyteller. She runs her own speech group, which is called Kadaviriks. I will request the evaluator to go through the speech details and the project description.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, Medlians and guests. Toastmaster Renu will be delivering project number 4, Research and Presentation from level 1 of Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. All the best, Renu, and over to Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Toastmaster Renu presenting the title Support. Toastmaster Renu, Support, the speech title. Please, go ahead, Toastmaster Renu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinakaran, Toastmaster of the Day. I hope I'm audible to everybody. Imagine this. You're sitting in a restaurant, having dinner one night. All of a sudden, a man sitting at the table next to yours falls off his chair with a loud crash. You turn to look at him, mixed with curiosity, mixed with surprise. And you're shocked. This man, his muscles are tense, his body is jerking, his eyes are rolled upwards, and he's foaming in his mouth. He appears to be unconscious. What do you think is happening to him? Any idea? He is just had an epilepsy seizure. Yes, you're absolutely right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What do you do as an eyewitness? First is to remain calm. Do not allow anyone to crowd around the man. Then sit down next to him. Turn him gently over to his side. Place something soft under his head so that it does not harm his head while he's still banging on the floor. Loosen his clothing if it's tight. Do not try to restrain his body movements. Do not put anything inside his mouth. Time the seizure if possible. Normally, a seizure does not last for more than 2 to 5 minutes. After the seizure is over, the person will recover but will be completely disoriented for at least an hour. So all that person requires is some amount of support. But in the event the seizure lasts for more than 5 minutes or the man has another seizure soon after, then he needs to be taken to the hospital. So what is epilepsy? Let's first define the word or the disease. According to World Health Organization, epilepsy is a non-communicable disease, a brain disease which causes uncontrollable seizures. What happens to a person who has epilepsy? The electrical impulses inside the brain go haywire, which in turn sends mixed messages to the body through the central nervous system. And therefore, the person has a seizure. Epilepsy is the 4th major neurological disorder in the world. Epilepsy are of different types. There are 2 main types. The generalized one, which is also known as local epilepsy seizures, and the second one is focal, or only a part of the brain is, where the only part of the brain is concerned. Generalized seizures, there are several types. The most important is the one that I just described, the grand mal, where all these kind of symptoms are seen. There are other types of seizures as well, where some people just stare off into space with their eyes wide open. They recover within 2 to 5 minutes, but they have absolutely no idea what has happened to them. Some people have these uncontrollable twitches, either an eyebrow or an eye, sometimes an entire part of a face, or sometimes the entire body keeps twitching. Some people keep pulling at their shirt or dress, and all of these people recover within 2 to 5 minutes. All they need at that point in time is some amount of support. Epilepsy has a lot of social stigma attached to it, and very often people have this misconception that a person who has epilepsy is either possessed by a spirit or is mad. Therefore, they face social isolation. They are denied education, they're denied jobs, and they're not even allowed to get married because people assume that this is a genetic disorder. Epilepsy is present all over the world, across age groups, across races, and according to the Johns Hopkins Medical Research Center, there are close to 65 million to 80 million people who suffer from epilepsy all over the world. Unfortunately, 70% of them are found in poor countries where either the disease is not diagnosed, or if it is diagnosed, no medication is provided. Therefore, these people tend to lead very miserable lives. Let's first look at what causes epilepsy. Epilepsy can be caused by various reasons. One could be high fever, low blood sugar, high blood sugar, a brain injury, someone recovering from a brain surgery, someone who has a brain tumor which has not been diagnosed, someone who's running very high fever, or it could be something where the cause is unknown. So these are the kind of causes for epilepsy. When is a person diagnosed as an epileptic? Just because you have one seizure doesn't mean you have epilepsy. A person who has 2 to 3 unprovoked seizures within 24 hours is considered to be epileptic. Epilepsy can easily be managed through effective medication. Is epilepsy fatal? No, it isn't, but it can cause grievous injuries or even accidental death if the person has not been diagnosed with epilepsy or has been diagnosed but is under wrong medication, and if the person is in an activity, say for driving, riding a cycle, riding a bike, or climbing up a high mountain or swimming, then if a seizure occurs, the person could either be grievously injured or even die. So what happens when epilepsy can occur at any age? Sometimes epilepsy appears during middle age, sometimes at a slightly older age, and sometimes just as it appears, it also can disappear. But in most cases, epilepsy lasts through an entire lifetime and can be managed only with medication. As far as focal brain seizures are concerned, sometimes it can be corrected through surgery as long as the particular area is pinpointed. And there is an excellent surgeon who can do the surgery where the patient completely recovers. So all that an epileptic patient requires is a lot of support, not only from family and from relatives and friends, but also people who actually witness someone having an epileptic attack. Most epileptic patients, especially if they're not being treated well and have frequent seizures, are very, very scared people who definitely need a lot of support. So now that you know so much about epilepsy, if you ever witness someone having an epileptic seizure, you know what to do. All they need is a lot of support and care. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. Thank you for taking one of the critical topic and then creating some awareness for all of us. Thank you so much. With this, we are actually finishing the prepared speech session. Timer, could you call out the qualified speakers?
All the speakers are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranga. Now I would like to hand it over to a general evaluator to take it forward for the next session for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinakaran. It's time for me to bring my next very important team known as evaluators. We were talking about books. After you finish writing your book, it's time you publish. And there is someone whom we call as critic who comes into picture. So who is this critic? He's a very professional who gives his opinion on various forms of art. It can be on food or art, paintings as well as book. Now, when I'm talking about critic, here also in our Toastmasters, we have someone who does the job of critic in a very positive way. He does not just say what was good or just bad. He also tells how a speaker can be a better speaker in his next meeting. Now it's time for me to introduce my first evaluator. Dr. Sampath Soundararajan will be evaluating John Jaykumar's speech. When I asked Doctor who is his favorite author, he says it's Oscar Wilde. And my question, why? Because he was known for his wild ideas. So I would like to call Dr. Sampath Soundararajan to evaluate John Jaykumar's speech. Over to you. Sampath sir, are you here?
This is very visible.
Sampath sir?
Can we try the next evaluator?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I will call Doctor.
Sure. Okay, our next evaluator who will be evaluating Kalyan's speech is Shankar. When I asked him his favorite author, he said Mahakavi Subramanya Bharatiyar is his favorite author. Why? Because he's a key freedom fighter, a very passionate, intense, and one who transformed this freedom struggle. We call him as a revolutionary person. Now I call upon Toastmaster Shankar to evaluate Toastmaster Kalyan's speech. Over to you, Shankar.
Thank you, General Evaluator Priya. Wow. It was the best speech, Kalyan, which I heard from very recently. First, let me cover with the project objective, which is covered. So you are asking the question. Before that, the project requires you need to connect with the unfamiliar audience. Normally, it is a normal tendency when the speaker asks the questions or throw the questions to the audience. If they have not responded, most of the people, they will go as a next. But what you did that, you have emphasized and rephrased the question in such a way that the audience can think and put for the more voting. I think that was the very good approach which you made. That was the clear expectation from the project objective. I think that was 100% sure that you have made for the project objective. Next, When I come to the positive thing, there are a lot of things to talk about the positives. One, I like the way which you presented on the standing procedure. I think in Toastmaster, especially with the online meeting, most of the people will be sitting and presented the speech. I think you are the first person when I see in the online meeting, you are standing and presenting the topic. I think kudos to you. And the next one is you have clearly articulated the difference between what is a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Further, you have used excellent metaphor, which is the Toastmaster fraternity itself. One is the evaluator and another it is a role player. Moving on to the next, mostly whenever the person read any books, they will appraise the book. First they read the book and without any implementation, they say, wow, super. But the first book you read about a Think, Grow and Rich, you read it, but you're not getting what you want. Then you move on to the next, the mind of the books. And then you're not satisfied the 100%, then you move to Rangarajan, the founder of Magadhira. There it is the crux where you have discovered your destiny. And from that, you started your day. It is the upward. From that, I believe that you have started with your own personal diary. What is the week? What is the month? And also you are started exhibiting what is the opportunities it was there. That was the fantastic one. I think the audience like me, that is the one which I needed when I come into the Toastmaster, which I needed to getting up. On closing, that was the superb, which I liked. That was, you are quoted was, what you sow, that you will this seed. I think that was the best example which you emphasized on your speech. So I don't find any recommendation part, but I can add only one thing. I saw that most of your speech, I think your facial reaction was a little stuff. Probably, but in general, when I talk to you, you are most of the time you are cracking the jokes. But when coming into the speech, I think your face have a little stiff. Probably, if you relax your facial reaction, I think that would be the great speech for you. Over to General E.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar. We have Dr. Sampath Rajan back online. Sir, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's time for you to evaluate John Jaykumar. We are waiting to hear from you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, like John's podcast, you will listen to me, but you will not see me. So this is also a podcast evaluation. You can take it like this. Good afternoon, John. You did a great job today. I find the project work as well as your speech they were of a very high quality. And I have no hesitation in declaring that you have fulfilled the objectives of this project very eminently. Can the audience join me in giving him a round of applause? Now, this project has got three parts, so to say. Actually, doing the project outside and then giving a sample of the podcast, but before that, giving an introduction to that. So there are totally three components. So how we did the project, we have to understand when we evaluate. I understood that he has done an excellent job. He's taken very good efforts because he has identified a topic which is quite close to him and is quite close to many of us. He's excited about it. He is knowledgeable about that. And then he has established his credibility with his 25 years of IT experience and 15 years of leadership background. Then he also shared with us the different tools he has finally zeroed in on for doing this project. I am familiar with Canva and I can share the audacity of John because I also use Audacity. And of course, he told about the free uploading site. So that is very good information, the background and the introduction. Then he talked about the topic and the subtopic. The topic is, of course, a leadership, intense leadership. And leadership cannot start anywhere else except in self-awareness. If one doesn't know oneself, he cannot be a leader at all. So a very good apt topic for the first episode. And now the audio can be itself evaluated as a speech. So I can say that opening was very good. Then self-awareness, importance. He gave the importance. He gave some definitions. And then he had three main topics. One is the physical level and the mental level. He made some discussion or definitions on them. Then came the main aspect of actually telling us how to go about becoming self-aware. So this is a very important thing. And not surprisingly, he chose being an Indian, meditation as the tool. And of course, very nicely he had the steps and how he did it. Probably based on that, he has told us how to go about doing it. Overall, it was a very good instruction through the podcast, and his voice was clear and level and very well written script. Guruji, I got only one suggestion for you. The suggestion is it went more like a documentary or a reading. You can relax a bit and make it a little bit more like talking. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much for your valuable tips, sir. Moving on, next we have DTM Sugandhi Periaswamy, who will be evaluating Renu Narayanan. She says her favorite author is Sujatha, also known as Mr. Rangarajan. He wrote in simple Tamil and can keep his audience hooked by covering any topic. It may be social issue, politics, religion, literature, or even technology. She thinks he is someone who is from the future, like the Terminator movie. So to evaluate Renu Narayanan, I call upon DTM Sugandhi Periaswamy. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters. I'll be evaluating Level 1, Project 4, which is Research and Presentation of Toastmaster Renu. Toastmaster Renu, congratulations on presenting a well-researched and well-structured speech. I particularly want to give kudos to you for your structure of the speech. Although you took up a topic that many of us are not quite familiar of, you explained it in such a way that we were able to quite understand it very well. You started off with an introduction, giving a situation where some of us could have entered in our, I wouldn't say day-to-day life, but we could have witnessed it during some period of our life. And then you moved on to define what is epilepsy, the types of seizures, and the social stigma that is associated with such a disease, if I may call it. And then you also helped us to understand what could be the causes, the symptoms, and towards the end, you also brought a little empathetic quotient from the audience. I like the brilliant way of structuring. It was very easy to follow. Anybody who does not have any prior knowledge on this particular topic, at least I felt it very easy to follow. I also like the choice of simple language. You use no jargon. So all the content that you had in the speech was very well, although you had done a lot of research, it was put across in a simple way that all of us could understand it really very well. Congratulations to you for that. The third thing that I liked in your speech was the tone and pace. It was a research and presentation project, so your tone was without big ups and downs. It was very pleasant to hear, and the pace at which you took us from one information to another was also appropriate, that the audience could digest the information and then move on to the next piece of information that you were giving to us. Moving on to a few areas of improvement where I thought you could have you could bring in a little more effort to make the project more interesting. The first part, the introduction. You did do your bit to engage the audience, but then I felt there could have been a little more drama to maybe hook the attention of the audience to bring to a very serious topic like this, so that we could have all understood, why are you concerned about a topic like epilepsy? What made you research about this particular topic? The second suggestion that I have is, you did have vocal variety, but probably when you talk about the social stigma that is associated with such a disease, you could have slowed down a little bit, lowered your voice, so that you could have understood the gravity and the intensity with which the society views this particular disease. The speech title was a support. Towards the end, you brought in the empathetic quotient, but I felt that you had covered these points in the introduction. How should we treat or take care of such a patient? You could have probably summarized it towards the conclusion so that we'll be able to better understand. So these are the two suggestions that I have for you. All the very best for your future speeches.
Thank you, Evaluator Sugandhi Periswamy. Timer, can you please tell who all are qualified for the evaluation role?
All the evaluators are qualified.
Thank you so much, Timer. It's time to get the tag report. Timer, can you please read out the detailed report?
Yeah. Being the perfect bookworm that I am, I'm going to read it from my book. Toastmaster John Jaykumar took 11 minutes and 45 seconds. Toastmaster Kalyan took 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Toastmaster Renu took 6 minutes and 53 seconds. That is as far as the speeches are concerned. As far as evaluators, Dr. Sampath Saurirajan took 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Toastmaster Shankar took 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And DTM Sugandhi took 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you so much. Sharanya, can you please read out the counter report?
Let me share my screen. I think everybody are able to view my screen. So today's speaker, Toastmaster John Jaykumar, used so twice. Kalyan, he gave a clear speech. Toastmaster Renu Narayanan, her speech was clear. And moving on to the evaluators, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan sir, he used and multiple times. And Toastmaster Shankar, he used so once, but once, and I think and the was used repeatedly. And distinguished Toastmaster Sugandhi Periswamy, she gave a clear speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sharanya. Amita, can you please give out your report?
Yes. So, hello everyone. Today's prepared speech and evaluation session was purely a grammarian's delight. My page did not fit. I just took one paper. I regret it now. So to start off with, the TMOD used words like critical and general evaluator used words like critique. Speaker 1, Mr. John, used allocate, profound, traditional root, self-awareness, reading between the lines, and piece together. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Kalyan, used words and phrases like victim, physique, pathetic, crack of the hat, conscious, subconscious, objective, subjective, hacked my life, chisel body, jittery, and what you sow is what you reap. And speaker number 3, Toastmaster Renu, used words like jerking, unconscious, epileptic seizures, restrain, misconceptions, tumor, unprovoked, and neurological and social stigma. Coming to our evaluators, evaluator 1, Mr. Shankar, used words like clearly articulated, metaphor, fraternity, appraise, implementation, crux, and exhibiting. Evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Dr. Sampath Saurirajan, used words like eminently, credibility, Guruji, and documentary. Evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Sugandhi, used words like empathetic, empathetic quotient, jargons, gravity, and intensity. So coming to the word of the day, it's really sad that none of you used my word of the day. I really liked it, by the way, and so I'm afraid no one did. And coming to the parts of recommendation, I saw that many of us, even I have this tendency to use articles unnecessarily or overuse it. So in that context, we had incorrect usages like was the best speech, could have been said was the best speech. And at the same time, apart from this, there was one tip which says familiar of is not the right usage. People normally say familiar with and not familiar of. So that's my grammarian report for today. Over to you, GP.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amita. It's time for me to give my general evaluation report. As usual, we started right on time. The tag players did a wonderful job, crisp and clear. Speakers, we had varieties. One related to social media, one was on leadership quality, and other one on medical subject related to something medicine. And this shows that we Meghallians are not bookworm. We bring variety in our speeches when we come here. What we missed today was definitely TT, which added colors to our meeting. Evaluation, yes, everyone, all the evaluators did a wonderful job. Under recommendation, I think today we got to see when one evaluator was missing. My question is, if this happens again and if he's not able to come back, what is the comeback? What is the backup we have to evaluate a speaker? This is one thing, because I saw the third evaluator was also showing her bandwidth was low. So we need to just think on this. We should not miss any speaker's evaluation. Overall, it was a wonderful session because we got to see very quality speeches as well as evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Dinakaran.
Thank you, Gentle Evaluator. It was a wonderful evaluation session. With this, we have finished the 2 planned segments for the day. Dear Millions, we're talking about the magic of reading. Reading also helped with some of the great inventions like a helicopter, credit cards, solar power, and submarine. I think this we are actually completed all the planned sessions. It's time for to take voting. We will go for the best speaker and also for the best role players between TM Woody, myself, and General Evaluator Priyadashini. With this, I'll hand it over to DTM Thomas sir for President Thomas sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dinakaran. Thank you very much, all today's participants. Just look at it. If we have a shared objectives, how well we perform. We are 7 minutes ahead of the clock. Why? Because we have a very interesting meeting coming up. So kudos to each of you, and such an efficient meeting. And what high quality. Absolutely. I mean, the fact that somebody like the grammarian ran out of pages means it's an indication of the quality of delivery that the meetings, the quality that we saw today. And once we have somebody like Toastmaster Priya as the G, all I need to do is, like a president, put my signature and say, I'm into that. Because, you know, it's absolutely the truth. One more thing I wanted to say to Priya. Let me finish this. Fallback is typically, I think the G would be the fallback, and the TMOD will be the fallback for everybody. That, in fact, we are now practicing it. We now have this backup system. We will come to that another day. So this was my observation. And what I would do is, we had a few guests who were not there when we started off. Let me quickly say hello to them, and then we will move on to the business session. So do we still have Sindhuja Jairaj with us? Guest Sindhuja Jairaj? Okay. Do we have guest Saravana Kumar?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Thomas.
Oh, hi.
Hi,
Saravana and myself, we had a chat earlier this morning. Saravana, please tell us a bit of what you were telling me, where you are from and what you're looking for. A few such.
Okay.
Basics.
Good evening, all. My name is Saravana, and I work in Cognizant. I'm from Porur, Chennai. I'm working in an organization called Cognizant for the last 10-12 years. And I'm looking for a community where I can share my thoughts as well as listen to various diversity of thoughts. And I would also would like to, hone my skills with respect to communication, socializing skills, as well as, bringing more habits into my life.
Thank you, Saravana. On behalf of the Medlians, may I ask, I complimented him for selecting the right destination. Am I right? Do you agree with me?
Yes, Thomas.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
So do come back. Do come back. We will take things forward. Do we have Menaka Ramaswamy with us? Guest Menaka Ramaswamy?
Yeah.
Yes, ma. So how was the day for you? This is your second meeting, right?
Yeah.
Or third?
It may be second or third. I can't.
Yeah, both of us have the same memory problem. But go ahead, tell us, how did you find it?
The meeting was so good. I also reading book so quickly and read lots of book. Today I feel so enjoy in this meeting. How Kalyan doing his regular work. I am also like to do that. And coming to this meeting, I'll improve I'm interested to improve my communication skill, and who are there for me to evaluating my speeches. That's why I came here, and now I'm step on improving.
Good. Keep on coming, keep on improving, right? Is there any other guest that I missed out? We will quickly say hello. I think that's the list that I had. So now, friends, I want to say something. Next weekend, you have 2 meetings. On 19th, we have a meeting, a regular meeting like this, but double this size. And on 20th, you got another meeting, which is 4 times this. We will have 8 speeches probably, and we will have a lot of district winners with us, division winners that day. So do come back. The link is the same. Any questions that you would like to ask me, we can answer now. Any questions, any doubts? So would you all come back next week? Please make an attempt. Thank you. Why? Because now we need to say thank you to you, because we now have a member meeting, which is not regular. This happens once in a blue moon. Therefore, this is only for the members, and we would see you all next week at 2:55 on Saturday, 19th. Right? Until then, a happy weekend to all of you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. See you all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.